Hey guys, it's John here, and to sort of break up the collection videos a little bit, still doing those, but I figured why not make one more video for today, sort of a rant video, attacking a couple of topics that I've been wanting to get off my chest, sort of going off the cuff, didn't really plan on what I was going to say, but, that's part of a rant, you go off into tangents and different things, but I asked the question, when does Hollywood take accountability? When does this industry take accountability for their product, for the mediocrity, the films they put out? It just seems like no matter what, it's the fans' fault. The toxic fandom excuse. Which, unfortunately, there's a few people out there that crave a reaction. Unfortunately, there's a few people in this world that they'll be on Twitter and they'll sit there all day, just to get a reaction from a certain director, a certain actor, a certain actress. Because they're trolls. Because they're keyboard warriors. Because they have no life. Because they can never get laid. So it's a quick gratification, to get a reaction. Unfortunately, there's assholes. And in that case, I understand blocking people like that. Cutting people off like that. But when you paint everybody with a broad brush in regards to fans, all you're doing is just poking a hornet's nest. And I'm talking to the filmmakers, the directors, the writers, producers, what have you, that just want to paint every fan with a broad brush of being toxic. But at the same time, again, with accountability, you look at films as of late, and you look at properties as of late, the way they're being treated, these classic titles and properties, whether it be a Star Wars, killing off Han Solo in a ho-hum fashion by a shitty villain, a one-dimensional villain that throws hissy fits, Luke Skywalker, looking like Highlander and being a dick and drinking blue milk from an alien tit. You got Terminator with Dark Fate, which I haven't seen yet, but from the stuff I've heard about it in the first 5 minutes, I don't want to see it. I hated Genesis. Why should I waste my time on Dark Fate? I mean, what else? Ghostbusters. You got Creed. You gave Rocky cancer. You make Michael B. Jordan's character an unlikable character. And then in the sequel, you disregard the cancer plot point, like it never happened. It's like, oh, we made a mistake there in the first movie. Let's erase that. Let's take an eraser and scrub it out. Like it never happened. To me, Rocky Balboa was the ending. It was the proper swan song for that character. That should have been the end of Rocky Balboa. But no, you had to give him cancer. Then you had to humanize Ivan Drago in Creed 2. And what else you could talk about? I mean, you could talk about the endless, plethora of remakes and reboots over the years, which I've ranted about before. But at some point, the filmmakers have to take accountability for this for the mediocrity. They have to take accountability for the trash they have put out. If you put out, it's like in their minds there's no such thing as a shitty movie. All they want is the ass kissing. All they want is for the critics they want the pandering points. They want the critics to love them because they want to pander to certain groups. And if you don't like their movie, then you're a racist. You're a sexist. You're a toxic fan. you're dissatisfied. You're never content. Fans are never content. No, I just want a good fucking movie. How about that? Is that so much? Is that so bad? Is that so much to ask for? Is for a good product? Is that so much to ask for great writing? Is it so much to ask for great characters? Is it so much to ask for, great direction? Filmmakers out there, they act like it's such a high demand from the fans that, we're never content, we're never satisfied, and as a result, we're toxic because we didn't like, let's say, Ghostbusters, and Paul Feig's rants. And I'm tired of these filmmakers on Twitter, and it seems like more so Twitter than any other platform, that these filmmakers, I don't know what it is about Twitter between filmmakers and regular people, moviegoers, fans, what have you. There's such a heat. I don't know what you would say. There's so much animosity. That's the word I'm looking for. There's so much animosity on that platform for some reason. As much as I use Twitter, and I like Twitter for following certain people, friends, I've made friends off of Twitter, but at the same time, there's so much anger and animosity and ass kissing at the same time. It's like there's ass kissing and animosity. If the filmmakers don't get their ass kissed, then cue the animosity and the pointing of fingers. They never point the fingers at themselves. But it's there on Twitter that they want to paint fans with a broad brush, saying that they're the problem. It's not my film, it's your fault. We did a great job in our opinions. In our minds, we did a great job. I'm not saying that filmmakers and people within a film don't work hard. But again, when I think as of late with these classic properties and the way they're being treated, the way they're being treated and taken a shit on, I can understand why people are angry, because you treat these classic characters like shit. Is it intentional? Or are you just that fucking stupid? Asking the writers and filmmakers. It's like some sick game where they know that these characters are beloved, whether it be the original cast of Star Wars, which we never got a reunion. We never got the old original cast together. It was Luke being a dick, Han get killed off, and Leia dies. We never got what should have been made, what should have happened. That's not asking too much. That's common fucking sense. Because we wanted to see what happened after all these years, but we didn't get that. That's not hard to do. That's not hard to accomplish. But it's like, nope, we're going to remake that with The Force Awakens, a remake of New Hope, and then The Last Jedi. We really insult these characters. And I don't care about Rise of the Skywalker. I really don't. And then it goes to Terminator, and then it goes back to Creed, and all these other films, and again, these classic properties that we love. It's like, again, I think it's part of this sick game that they know these films are loved, and what they're putting out, doesn't live up. What they put out, they think they think they can top, what history. They think they can top history. And you can't. And, back to Twitter a little bit, with the filmmakers and such. It's like they want their asses to be kissed. They, and you got certain people out there that they'll just retweet directors, 10 times a day. Their favorite actor, their favorite actress. With actresses, they're hoping that they'll get laid. How many times can you retweet an actress? Newsflash, you're not going to get laid by retweeting your favorite actress every day. Or 10 times a day, 20 times a day. That doesn't make you or get you any closer to getting laid by that actress, people. For people out there. And, when it comes to Twitter, it is a hornet's nest. It can be a hornet's nest. And I think a lot of it stems from that platform. Because of filmmakers, there's a lot of promotion, there's a lot of marketing that goes through that. And you got other filmmakers, siding with other filmmakers and so on and so forth. I'm just tired of where it seems like no one wants to take accountability. No one wants to take accountability for the crap they put out. And everyone is toxic for not liking your movie. It's not just trolls, but people, like, if we have a fair criticism, we're toxic. We're toxic fans. We're toxic people. Because we don't like your movie. We're sexist. We're racist. Whatever label you want to throw out. But they never look in the mirror. The filmmakers out there, what have you. They never look in the mirror and actually take a look. And say, gosh, maybe I'm putting out a shitty product. When does it end? When does it come to an end? Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to end anytime soon. Because they're just going to keep on digging up these classic names and properties and films, making continuations or reboots, remakes, sequels, what have you, just to take a shit on and make them pointless. Yes, I did hear about Dark Fate killing off John Connor, apparently. As an example. Making the previous films pointless. But that's supposed to be the best one, the real Terminator 3. Tim Miller, you're an idiot. And James Cameron, you've lost it. Arnold, I don't know. I mean, it's just, I love you, Arnold, but it's enough with Terminator, please. And I'm tired of always, it seems like with every interview, and I know it's about promotion, but Arnold has done so much more. It seems like it always comes back to Terminator. As much as I love the first two films, he's done more than that. Many great films. It's like that's all people want to ask Arnold about is Terminator. What about Last Action Hero? What about Commando? Red Heat? You know what I'm saying? But that's just a little side rant. But yeah, I'm sick and tired of Hollywood as a whole not taking accountability. And that's the main problem. It's not that we're toxic, but you're the ones that are really toxic. When you paint everybody with the broad brush, then everybody's going to get mad. And again, like I said in the beginning, unfortunately, there's going to be trolls out there. That's when you hit the block button. That's when you cut them off. And you know what? In that case, I can understand why filmmakers and such would want to block people like that. Again, because they crave the reaction. But not everybody is toxic. Because they didn't like your movie. Not everybody is a sexist. Not everybody is a racist. We just want good movies. That's not too much to ask. That's not a tall order, even though it seems to be in today's industry. It seems like they can't rise above the mediocrity, and they want to play these sick games to insult franchises of the past, to insult characters, to make storylines pointless and meaningless. I'm like, look how much we can shit on Terminator. Let's make the previous films pointless. Let's give Rocky cancer. And don't regard it at all in the Creed 2 sequel. Let's do this, let's do that, let's reboot Ghostbusters. And put every fan in a box that doesn't like it. Let's take comments, because remember when Ghostbusters trailer came out and Sony went in there and took off comments from the trailer on YouTube? Not just people that are being assholes, but people with fair criticisms. But everybody is toxic. And maybe it's about time you take a look at yourselves. Maybe if you would stop painting everybody as toxic, everybody wouldn't be as angry. And maybe if you would put out better films, I'm not saying 100% original. I know everything's not 100% original. But take more accountability for the mediocrity. Take accountability for the shit that you put out and the garbage that you continuously put out. It's like with the Sonic movie. The director didn't lash out on social media and saying, oh, if you didn't like my design, you're just a toxic fan. No, he went back and redesigned Sonic. I'm not saying it's going to be a good movie, but at least the director is saying, admitted that, okay, I need to fix this. I need to go back and redesign. Again, I'm not saying it's going to save the film, but that's a good example of, not lashing out at people. So, at the end of the day, again, and I don't think this video is not going to change anything. I know that. This is just a nobody. I'm low on the totem pole when it comes to videos or YouTube. So they're not going to change. I know that. But, and it's going to happen more. It's going to happen more and more. I get that. But at some point, it's time to take accountability. It's not a hard thing. It's not hard to admit, when you're wrong, when you put out a bad movie. There is such thing as a bad movie. So, and again, at the end of the day, everybody's not toxic. If you didn't like Terminator Dark Fate, which again I haven't seen, I know a few people have, and not many people liked it, and it flopped. Thank God it flopped. So for the people that didn't go and see it, are they all sexists? And even Linda Hamilton came back, and it still flops. Doesn't that say that we're tired of Terminator? Especially coming off of Genesis. But I'll just end it here because I'll probably just keep repeating stuff. But I'll just end it here. But yeah, just a little Sunday rant. But thank y'all for watching. And stay tuned for more videos. Have a good day.